Hello, everybody, and greetings! It is Monday, and a pretty fucking warm Monday at that. How are we all doing, everybody? Hello, hello, hello! It is me, the Beef. How are we all doing? Greetings, everybody. Happy Monday, everyone. How are we? It's me, the Beef. And it's Monday, and it's time for the Beefers after dark-ish, eventually, once the sun starts to go down. How are we all doing, everybody? It's that day. It is the day that we start the third Phoenix Wright game, aka Trials and Tribulations. I am looking forward to this. I was told by y'all, a lot of y'all, that this was the best Phoenix Wright game out of the trilogy. That this was the strongest one. That this was the best one. So I'm very much looking forward to that. We had a dip in quality with the second one. Some enjoyable stuff there, but it still kind of fell a little bit flat and had some issues here and there, as those of you who watched that particular game knew or know. Yeah, but we're gonna start. Word of caution, heads up, due to the absolutely atrocious weather we have today. Stream today might end an hour early, so instead of running till midnight, we may run till 11 instead. It's quite warm today, as you all know, and quite humid. And unfortunately, until I can get my hands on like an air conditioner or something for the hobby room, that means that even with my window fan, this room does start to get a bit like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not dense. What's the word I'm thinking of now? A bit close. A bit like stuffy. That's the word. Stuffy. Gets a bit stuffy. Gets a bit much. So I'm gonna run this till 11, and then we will call it there, just for the sake of my own ability to breathe. But yeah. I will, let's crack on. Let me get the game up real quick. So 1 second, let me just, check. Okay. Oh. I've been playing Elite, I'm just getting it all sorted up and sorted out, chat, but, I've been playing Elite Dangerous for a bit now, and one of the buttons for Elite Dangerous, what's I'm thinking of now? You know how you usually press Enter in games to do stuff on Elite Dangerous? It's spacebar, so I've just been pressing spacebar on the game and nothing's happening. I thought, shit, is my keyboard broken? No, we're just getting it all sorted out and set up. There we go. Game capture. There we go. Very nice. Right then, chat. So... Okay, cool. So play the game. That's Ace Attorney, not hold on. Justice for All. There we go. Trials and Tribulations. Play this game. Episode 1. Turnabout Memories. Here we go, chat. Let me know how the audio is, by the way. I've got a couple of fans running, so just let me know if it's a bit much. How did I get into this mess? Who the fuck are you? Why? Why did I do that? Phoenix? But girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. It's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Phoenix? No. No, surely not. It wasn't me, I didn't do it. Is Phoenix framed for something now? So that's what, Maya, that's Edgeworth, and now It's 5 years earlier, Mia Fey. What? April the 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, Numero Tres. Whoa, we're playing as Mia? It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Shit, it's Grossberg. Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Ah, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know? What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't gotten the temperament of your lawyer. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. That's right, this is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me, what with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What, and you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Phoenix? Cough, sniffle, good morning there, everybody. Good morning, tried to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine, no probs, cough, achoo, achoo. What's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? It's actually it's right, like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. I guess I have a cold, that's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Oh, please let go of my shirt. Cough. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. So Phoenix was a client of Mia's at one point? My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. But first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client and for myself. Interesting. April the 11th, 10 AM, District Court, Courtroom number 2. He still looks the same. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. It's Payne. I can't be his real hair, surely. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Ms. Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see. Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't him standing right next to you? Yes, well... You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. He's flicking his hair. That's gotta be a syrup chat. That can't be real. Can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl, it'll all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Okay. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. Certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record of evidence. Crime scene photo 1 added to the court record. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Hee. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that the victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? You mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. A simple question. I thought it might loosen you up a bit. Okay, let's have a look at this. What does it say? Date and time of death. It's at 3 PM. Cause of death was fatal electric shock. Okay. So the cable holding the telephone wire gave out or was cut or whatever. Must have swung down and connected with the umbrella, it looks like, and electrocuted him to death. I am a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia, show him what you're made of. A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause? Go on. Please say you know this much at least, goddammit. Before I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. Groan. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. I don't want to know that, Grossberg, thanks. I'm kind of good, bro. I kind of don't want to know about your hemorrhoids acting up. Get a cushion and a cream for it, man. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Yes, I did. Because we've been playing these games fucking back to back. Corey, I think I can see that by pressing tab. All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good and hard look at the data there, and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir, I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. Just press tab here. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? It was electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? How could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What that? Why? Motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. Payne has never seemed smooth the entire time I've known the man. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Oh, so his specialty is picking on the newbies, got it. Gotcha. Like a seagull swooping down to eat a baby turtle on the beach. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? At this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Right, what do we have? Do we have anything? The third year student has a cold. Dahlia? Dahlia Hawthorne? Hold on, 21, 22, 20, okay. Ah, Winston's 49 then. Dated the victim Doug Swallow up until... Oh! That's... So Phoenix Wright's girlfriend and dated the victim. Ah, interesting. Phoenix, I never knew you pulled, bro. What's going on? I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? Ah, don't need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need there and show it in old Greybeard's face. Old Greybeard. Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. The evidence is the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, so we try to go over all of it. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? It was Ms. Young Hawthorne there. Yo, we got a Mia take that, hell yeah. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly she had some part to play in this story. She's not bad looking. Phoenix really can, like, you know, he can pull. Goddamn, bro. He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Yep, sounds about right for the fucking judge. Very well, Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fay, it's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. What a goof. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Ah, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, achoo. I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of... Oh, god, okay, just skip it. But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was achoo, cough, chew. Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up... Oh, he's British! British wannabe. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to deter if the witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court all lies will be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty to, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now, that there was a lie, a contradiction? I mean, now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Ms. Fay. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Here we go, chat. Oh, dear, pardon me. Right. You know the drill, chat. We're going to save our way through this. Scum saves our lives. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. Hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Okay. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo. Well, Mr. Wright, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Answer the question. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew that the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yeah, well... He was always talking around... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean he's British. It could just be... Oh, or does he mean he's a British wannabe because he's got the Union Jack on his back? Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff. I see. It's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Who is this person anyway? This you? Oh, Your Honor. Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh, I see. So you mean like the stars and stripe, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? There is a contradiction here. Mr. Grossberg? Quickly now, show that boy you mean business with evidence, I mean. Check the court record carefully. Wilma dear, do you think you can manage it on your own from this point? Oh, there's no Union Jack on the back of his jacket, so... Right, I'll handle myself, I think. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it, I can handle myself. You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. You know what I have to do? Remember, you can always press him to get more information. And one more thing, when you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. One more time from the very beginning of his testimony. I was there, I'm not a killer. He was walking around with a huge union back on the back of his shirt. Right, present... Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. This way, is there some point to this line of questioning? I kind of want a Mia game now. I can't lie. Like, I'm sad that she died at, like, the start of the first game, because I honestly would have loved a fucking, what do you call it? I'd have loved a Phoenix Wright, a Phoenix Wright Mia game. That would slay. That would be awesome. Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute, he's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body, but if that was really the case, then wouldn't you know that? Then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me, Wayne. Mia, you've made a client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. Hee. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh, did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Ad breaks begin in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, chat. I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take another... oh goddamn, I can't get my words right, chat. Jesus wept. I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. Oh. What's this in the victim's hand? It's Cold Killer X. Kills them cold extremely well. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. We will accept them into the record. Nice. Got his fingerprints on them. Ads in 1 minute, chat. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks, my poor hemorrhoids. Talking about your fucking hemorrhoids, man. Nobody wants to hear about your hemorrhoids. What really happened? Truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. Then later I went back and found him lying there. Right, it's time for the ad break, chat, so everybody just get comfortable, put your feet up, and relax for the ads. Really bad, yeah. His fucking hemorrhoids. Back to where we were. Pharmacological department, yep, talked for a bit, and then at around 3 we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 to 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. There we go. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. Hachoo, hachoo, hachoo. I'm sorry, Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more creditable. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. There we go. What really happened? I went because he called me. Right, so we're gonna save that chat, just in fucking case. Fingers crossed that my fucking pooter doesn't explode again. Truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacological department, so we agreed to meet at building behind... meet at 2:45 behind the building. So when did he die? He died at 3 PM. Talked for a bit, and then up and around, and it was split up. So he says they split up at 3, but he also died at 3, so... Okay, so that's not it, which is interesting, because you can't split up with someone around 3 and then you die at 3, so... Went back there. So you say you went back. Yeah, that's when I found the body. But why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright, did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Okay, interesting. Achoo, achoo. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. I've been talking for the last 2 to 3 days. Oh, hold on, let me just check something in chat real quick. Oh boy, it's this case. Hello, Frogget! Welcome to the stream. Hi. We've only just started and my PC exploded. Had to restart stream, wouldn't you believe? Right then, let me have a look at this. So that's... Hold on. XII is 12, so his watch is upside down. Okay. So that is... Oh god, bear with me, chat. Bear with beef. So that's 12. Big hand, little hand. Shit, if only I remembered my fucking... God, if only I remembered my fucking... clock shit. A little bit past 12. 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock? Around 3, I think? Maybe, yeah. That might be 3. Yeah, hold on. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, so that is 3, yeah. Because it's split up into, yeah. Okay, 10 calls for 2 to 3 days. Sorry, chat, I've got DMs as well. My apologies. Milk! Hey, my PC explodes and the cavalry comes riding in. It's a delight to see you all. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's your appearances here are appreciated after my pooter exploded. Which, once again, just a plug, if you want to help beef back... Fucking duck. Which, if you want to help Beef get a new PC, feel free to donate, like, anything you can, even if it's change, to the link in chat. It is appreciated, thank you so much. Have a duck? I'll happily accept a duck. I'd like a pet duck. Go. Thanks for the twerking. Thank you. Thank you for the twerking of Among Us and the duck. Thank you so much. It's appreciated. Yeah, no, my sorry, PC exploded. Yeah, no, my we cut to an ad break, and during the ad break, my PC stuttered and froze and shut itself down. Said there was a problem. I'm hopefully chalking it up to it was just the heat, because it is currently absolutely warm right now. So fingers crossed it was just because of the heat and it's a one-off. But yeah, no, like again, if you have even any spare change, feel free to donate to the link in chat to help Beep get a PC, because I am running off of a laptop. Would you all believe? Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you everybody, the cavalry, for riding in after the pooter exploded. It's appreciated. Right. Yeah, outside of the pooter exploding, I'm fine. I am, as you can tell by the return of the vest, with the slutty open side. Like, I think it's an open side-ish. I've got one that's like open all the way down. So, but yeah, it's fucking warm today. It's gonna be warm all week. I'm not happy about it. Yeah. Anyway, it's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. Okay. I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Okay. It was raining earlier and I hoped it would make it colder, but nope, just humid. Ugh. I feel you, Malk. It's nothing but humid here. It's fucking... We're at like 30+ degrees of temperature. I think it's 30+. We might only be at 20+ right now. Hold on. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's 23 degrees currently. Hey, oh my god, thank you, Zanassa. Thank you for the subs, Zanassa, very appreciated. Subs for 3 months and on a 3-month streak, absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. It's 30 degrees here, yeah. Now, in some parts of Europe and the UK, it's going to be hitting 30 degrees plus. I think some parts of the UK are even going to hit 34 degrees. It's going to be absolutely awful. And it's just going to be humid. It's just going to be humid and warm. It's going to be terrible. So, yeah. Fingers crossed after this week, it just passes and it just starts to cool down. Like, it's absolutely just shenanigans. I hate it. Right. Cracking on. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? Yeah. I cancelled stream yesterday because it's way too hot here. Yeah, I get it, Lanassa. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, like it's like I've got my fan on here, by the open window, hopefully dragging in some actual air, and it's not doing too bad of a job. It's on full blast, and I've got my little desk fan in front of me, which is obviously trying its damnedest. It's the little toaster that could. So, yeah, it's warm here. So again, hence the vest. 34 Celsius is like 93. Yeah, that's not bad. It's bad here because the humidity is different, that's the thing. Like in other places, 34 degrees isn't bad, or 93 Fahrenheit. Like, it's not bad in other places, but here in, like, the UK or, like, in Europe, the humidity is just different. 37 degrees! Jesus! What? That's absolutely atrocious, Zanessa. Oh my god. And with the air here, that's not great, yeah. Yeah, that'll be Malk. Malk said it's not bad, which Malk doesn't know, okay? Like chat, let's be merciful. Let's be merciful. Malk doesn't know. Malk doesn't understand how bad this shit is in Europe / the UK. Like, the humidity is different. We don't get a dry heat here. I've melted into a blob, basically. Yeah, nah. Yeah, same. Same, I'm keeping strong. I'm keeping strong, but this Thursday I'm going to be going out to a job fair, like, and it's just going to be warm. Like, I'm going to be there for, like, maybe an hour and then go away. Like, I feel like 93 is pretty merciful. Again, the thing is, yeah, like, this is the thing, Malk. Like, it's not the temperature. 34 degrees or 93 Fahrenheit. Like, that's not the issue. The issue we have is that it's the humidity. It's like it's very close. It's very stuffy. Like, it's not a dry heat where you can kind of, like, if you're warm, you can go sit outside under the shade or anything like that. It's just like it's like the air is warm as well. Like, that's what the thing. The temperature's warm and the air is warm. 85 degrees in Florida with humidity is heat stroke really fast. Fucking, oh yeah, Jesus. Yeah, additionally as well, Malk, in places like the UK especially, but I think some places in Europe, our infrastructure is not built for high temperatures. Our houses and buildings are built to keep heat in. We've got, like, double glazed windows. We don't have AC. AC is, like, not a commonality in the UK and Europe unless it's like an office building or something where they have meetings and shit. Yeah, our infrastructure is just not built for heat. If anything, it's built to keep heat. Because traditionally the UK and Europe is colder, barring some, obviously, regions, because you talk about Europe, that's a whole lot of different countries. Spain is obviously a really good example. No AC/DC. I read AC/DC and I immediately got flashbacks to when I was younger and my dad was introducing me to music. Yeah, there's no AC/DC, there's no AC/DC here. Like, again, our buildings, our infrastructure are built to keep heat in because the UK and parts of Europe are traditionally colder. So it's like, you know, my house that I live in, it's brick. It's a brick house with double glazed windows. It is built to keep the cold out and keep the heat in. And when it's, you know, 20 odd degrees hitting 30 degrees plus, with a humidity that means that the air is warm, like, it's just like it's to the point you can't even sweat. Like there's times where you can't even sweat. It's just you're warm, the air is warm, and you can't even sweat to cool yourself down because it's just all the moisture's just trapped in. Like, it's atrocious. It's really bad. So, you know, I've seen this on TikTok before, and it's been called the I low-key want to wait for a good day to cook eggs on the pavement for fun. Honestly, that sounds like fun. Can't lie, that sounds like fun. But I've seen this thing on TikTok that's called the yearly humbling, where people who are from, like, Australia or, like, from America, who have previously been like, oh, what's that? It's only 30 degrees or 34 degrees or whatever. That's not so bad. And then they come to the UK and experience a heat wave and they're like, I was terribly sorry. Like, I apologize. It was in fact that bad. And it's all down to just the humidity. That's what it basically is. It's all down to the humidity and the infrastructure. Like there's more people in the UK now, like, debating buying air conditioners because, like, now that the temperature's getting warmer, because we're getting more consistent heat waves, which, you know, wonder who's to blame for that. I wonder who's to blame. Like, there's more people, like, buying air conditioners now, and, like, there's more buildings looking at getting air conditioning. You know, like, it's atrocious. It's awful. I'll happily take 30 odd degrees somewhere else because it's usually like a dry heat where all you have to do is just go outside and sit in the shade, and it's like, yeah, this is bearable. versus 30 degrees in the UK, because it's like, hey, guess what? I may as well die. It's bad. It's fucking bad. It's, yeah, that, which is why, again, like, today's stream might get cut a bit short just because the hobby room gets a bit stuffier, so especially feel like 30 degrees plus, plus is perfect summer weather, because then everyone goes shirtless even if it's hella humid. Yeah, I mean, going shirtless is like, I mean when I'm not on camera, I'm usually shirtless in this weather just because it makes things easier. But the main problem is just because it's like, again, it's super humid, so all the moisture is just trapped. Like, there's no, like, going outside doesn't really help. It's just super warm, the air is warm, it just sucks. It's just terrible, so yeah. Going outside, taking your shirt off does help a bit, but it's like... Right, because I've been yapping, I apologize. Humidity equals sweat, all the better. Nah, the humidity's too high here. I think that's how it works. I think... Chat, am I dumb? If it's a higher humidity, that means it's like less likely to sweat, and there's more moisture trapped in the air, or less moisture. I'm not sure, but basically the humidity here means that like not only is it really warm, it's also like you sweat less. High humidity is harder to sweat. Thank you, Frogget. Yeah, so that's what there you go, Milk. There you go, Milk. So that's the issue there, is like, not only is it super warm, but because the humidity is high here, that means that you can't sweat, which is a problem because sweating is how humans naturally cool. Let me dream. Listen. Dream about sweaty beef all you want, okay? In the current humidity, it's not happening. Your best odds are for me in the shower or in a bath, okay? Like, it's... With the humidity we have, it's not happening. I got bad news for you, brother. You're a fucking fiend. You're a fiend, Milk. I mean, if it helps, I am in a vest and shorts, like, so, you know, enjoy yourself with that mental image. Get over too lol. Lol. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Fucking devil face. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch, why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Well, Mia, I don't know. I can't seem to find any contradictions. The boy isn't exactly what I'd call a natural born lie, you know. Yeah, we're in flashback land for the tutorial. Phoenix is on trial. Mia is romance repulsed. Still, we can't have him continue to spout nonsense. Again, I'm sad that she died in the first game, because I'd love a Phoenix Wright Mia game where you play as her. Mia said miss me with that romantic shit. She's too business driven. She's too like focused on the job. That's what it is. Sorry, chat, I got another DM. I must answer it, I apologize. Right. Well, I'm certain he must still be hiding something. Information. Right now, it's information we need more than anything else. Ad break in 3 minutes, chat. The truth is, I went because he called me. Okay. Let me check my evidence real quick. So what do we have? Okay. Date and time. Fatal electrocution. There he is. Umbrella. Electric wire came down. Zapped his bitch ass. Electrocuted. There's the pills. Okay, found his clutches. God damn it, I pressed the wrong button! Oh, god damn it. Fine, I'll just let it play out, and there we go, doesn't matter. There we go. I didn't mean to press that. There we go. Currently have a cold. 4th year pharmacological student. Phoenix's girlfriend, dated Swallow up until 8 months ago. Okay. Itchy, oh dear. Have you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. This Dolly person is my, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart. Oomph. I felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Damn. Poor Grossberg. Hawthorne is also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow, before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. He was in the farm. We agreed to meet at 2:45 behind the building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacological department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Ad break in 1 minute, chat. Everyone called him the Alchemist of IVU. Banger name. Alchemist, I see. Gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. How fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. Maybe I should ask him some more details. Timing of the meeting, I'd say. Are you absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacological guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Looks like he's right about time again. Witness, let's go on with your testimony. Talked for a bit, and then around 3 we split up. Right, chat. So what were you talking about? And we will find out after the ad break, chat. It is time for ads, everybody. So get comfortable, put your feet up, and just chill out, and then we'll be right back to Phoenix Wright, baby! 'Thank you to those of you with subscriptions. It is appreciated. And I know they can't hear me right now, but anybody without subscriptions, thank you for putting up with the ads. I'll be sure to thank you once we're back. Seconds until the ads are over. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. Once again, thank you to those of you with subscriptions who don't want the ads, and thank you to those of you without subscriptions for putting up with the ads. You are all appreciated. Thank you so much. Right then, cracking on. So, what was it you were talking about? You know, achoo, cough. That maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again? I wish that were true. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. So you're saying you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright, did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Okay. Silence. Pishadhon is buying this. Yeah, right then. So he died at 3. Fatal execution. There he is with his brolly. And the electrocution itself. Bottle of pills with Phoenix's fingerprints on them. Okay. Okay, interesting. So he lost his bottle at around lunchtime, and then it just kind of and then it ends up in the hands of the victim, right? Okay, so that's not it. Lost my bottle of it around lunchtime. Taking Cold Killer. Went back, found him lying there. Split up around 3. I'm gonna press on that one again. Had you ever met the victim before? No, never. But that day he called me up, wanted to talk about Dolly. Okay. Why would he want to talk about Dolly? Mr. Swallow indicated you should meet to 245. Pharmacology. All the strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Okay. Let's see about the pharmacology department. I don't know if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said that the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, they were electrical poles set up all around the building. High voltage cables run overhead around the roof. We're getting somewhere. Interesting. So surely he'd be aware of overhead cables then. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately at the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. We currently can't establish a murder, a murder method, because all we know is just the cable electrocuted him. I have one idea, but it'd be impossible to prove. Mia, Medea. If you have any ideas, now is the time to present them. Mr. Grossberg? Remember, silence is not golden, in court anyway. There have been so many times that the game has deliberately contradicted that very statement. There have been numerous incidents during the course of the first and second game where we had the option to say something, and the correct course of action was to just not say anything and not push against shit. So I'm afraid that's kind of bullshit, Mr. Grossberg. Unless you want to get into the specifics of it, silence is not golden, except sometimes when it's harmful to our case, but, you know, we're not going to mention that, we're just going to take to actually speak now. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. Big sip. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Probably from, like, you know, the fucking cable hanging over his corpse, Your Honor. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there is nothing that remotely resembles him. I'm gonna ask the judge to use his fucking eyes, please. Like, we've just established he was murdered by electrocution, and there is something very noticeable sparking over his corpse. Would you perhaps like to put on your specs, Your Honor, and get a good look at that shit? I don't see a murder weapon here. Good. But that's not what you should be looking for, Your Honor. Again, perhaps look at the very obvious sparking thing above the man. Oh. Pinche pendejo. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. What are you going to fucking put on a whiteboard? Miss Faye. Right, it's gonna... Hold on, let's do this first. Well, naturally, it's right here. There we go. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe. I remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacological students use in their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high voltage cable... Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant! But you... that much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. How do y'all feel about the Payne voice I've been giving him? I did it on the fly. Y'all know I don't usually do voices for these people, but I kind of got into a flow. What do we think of the Payne voice? Is it good? Is it working? Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... it's pissing rain? Way! Result. Good to hear. It's quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. That is certainly a theory, my guy. Hold on, I think I have my cat, perhaps. Scrungly boy! Are you easy, man? Do you want to come in, or do you want your treat? I think I know what he wants. It's so hot, though. It's literally oh god, yeah, nah, that sucks. Right, just bear with me, chat. There is a certain feline who requires attention. Just bear with me for one moment. I am back. Hello. Sorry about that, chat. Just had to give the cat his little treat as he gets at night time or the evening. Go. How are y'all doing? Welcome. What do we got? It's so hot, even though it's literally raining. At least it's good atmosphere. That twice. Is that the? Well, yeah, it was Sashiman. Yeah, Sashiman wanted his yogurt. Yeah, I'm back. I think. Hello, welcome back, Malk. Yeah, Sashiman wanted his evening yogurt as he does. Bless him. Yeah. Right then, order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. I mean, so the prosecution's theory is that Phoenix Wright pushed our guy into just a hanging electrical cable. Sashi's a spoiled boy, as he should be. Quite so, quite so. He's a special boy. He deserves to be spoiled. Yeah, I think... So the prosecution's theory, from what I can figure, is that Phoenix pushed the victim into just an electrical cable that was just hanging there in the wild. That, or the cable gave out while they were talking, and he pushed him into it. Those are the two things I'm suspecting their theory to be. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg. Like, stop talking about your feckin' hemorrhoids, man. We don't care. We distinctly don't give a shit about your arse pustules, my guy. Cease. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. You're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Fucking Jesus, Your Honor, do you want to fucking be his executioner as well? Do you want to fucking, flick the switch on him? Do you want to eject him yourself? Fucking Christ, man, easy there. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Phoenix, saying the truth is better than getting sent to the electric chair, my guy. Miss Fay, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Cough, cough. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright? I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further... Cough. I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow died. I'm going to assume that said died. I fucking... You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Ah, so it was Phoenix was the one who pushed him. Okay, yep, like I said, yep. Yep, the man's hair is having a wobble. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes. I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time, I swear, I'll tell the whole truth. You're fucking better, my guys. You're on the third go here. Also, I'm just gonna have a quick little snack while we do this. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fay? I believe in you. Thank you. Beef as flapjack. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim. It's like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake? In the year of our Lord 2026, a Harlem Shake mentioned. Good grief. Okay, now. Fucking Jesus. I'm gonna have to pull out the old Obi-Wan Kenobi here. No, that's a name I've not heard in a long time. Fucking Jesus wept, man. The Harlem Shake. I'll tell you what. There's stuff in this game that has dated it that I've let slide. That's fucking dated it in a way I can't let slide. That's fucking Jesus, my guy. Chat, who here remembers the fucking Harlem Shake? Good gravy. That's the screenshot right there, chat. That's a screenshot. My word. In Harlem Shake reference in the year of our Lord 2026. Good grief. Oh. It's a good sip. When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Interesting. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. Okay, DMs. When I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there'd been something like that, even I wouldn't have noticed it. Or even I would have noticed it. That's true, even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. I'll be clear on that. Yes, Your Honor. Please suck my dick. You are useless and worthless in the court of law, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Let's press on that. Ooh! We have a first-time chatter, everybody! Jesus, that's the go. What do we got here? I am Sailor73. Hello, Sailor. That sounded suspicious. Hello there, Sailor. How are you? Welcome to... What can I do you for the docks? What do we got here? I gave law school entrance exam. After playing Ace Attorney, I was in my country top 10% scorer, but from behind. Ooh, interesting. Very fascinating. And hello there, Sailor. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We're on our first time playthrough of the Phoenix Wright trilogy, and we're on the third game. What kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. You know, some women are into that. Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. Good grief on me, chat. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. Okay. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let the guy steamroll over you like a cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. We're going to save the game, because we saved Scum here, chat. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been... Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Phoenix, bro. That was a good one, Phoenix. I give you credit. That was a good one. But now is not the time, bro. Like, now is now is not the time, guy. That was a good one. I'll give you that. You get points for that one, Phoenix. But now's not the time. Your life's on the line, bro. But then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye? What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well... Of course it's important. This is it, Mia? The information you've been waiting for? Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. Ah, how perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. Court agrees to the defense request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella. Are you certain of this? Yeah, I was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it myself. The umbrella, you mean? Yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. She knitted that? I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. Oof, my stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. Why? After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition? Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was lying there, dead. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Cough, cough. Cough, 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 cough. Nope, nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear, I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that'll help me turn up some contradictions. Right, so... Talking about Dolly, he lost his temper and shoved him. Okay. Shoved him, he fell down on top of his umbrella. That's death electric shock. There's the broken umbrella. A little while after I left, I got worried. I went back and he was lying there dead. Okay. I'm just gonna save. Yep, knew it. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. It's actually by the electric pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order, order! The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. Ad break starting soon, chat. I want to present it as evidence immediately. Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No. Who knew Payne had such mad hair? I must say, I find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. Well done, Mia. Hee hee. Hee 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 hee. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. Ad break time, chat. You all know the drill? There we go. Everybody get comfortable and sort yourselves out. Ah. Ad break is finished. Good heavens, I didn't even see. Dear. I'm blind as fuck. Right then, chat. There we go. I'm back. Hello, chat. Seems my advertisement notification is having a wobble again. Right then, let's continue. Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly, and this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right, she was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. To save there. Cracking on. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, I will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Wonder if she's related to Pierce Hawthorne from Community. April the 11th, 11:52 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Miss Faye? I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright, at least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, Relax, my boy? You can't be serious, after hiding such important facts. But the next witness in my Dolly, right? She'll save me, I know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Let's see where this goes, chat. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyway. One day, she and I bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. She's not bad looking, chat, you gotta give it credit. Is this the case of me, is this the case of the bad bitch I pulled by being goofy? That's what I really think, that's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this, to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy, I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dolly's present, borrowed from Phoenix. There we go. Nice. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dolly Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been August the 27th, would it? Hmm? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August the 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping added to the court record. An article from the 28th of the 8th, almost 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, Melia. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. To be continued, chat. Right now, because it's not the time I want to end stream yet. I'll be ending stream early, but not that early. April the 11th, 12:13 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Who let these fucking butterflies into the room? What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word, which is weird considering he takes the prosecution's word often. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Chat, is Zimmy or is there something off about her eyes? I don't know, there's something weird about them. They don't vibe right. Also, again, who let these fuck-ass butterflies into the courtroom? Somebody get them out of here. Like, we surely cannot be letting fucking butterflies in this joint. I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
I am... Sweetie, hey, calm yourself there, Your Honor. Ease there, Your Honor. Don't be calling nobody sweetie. Ease there, brother. Chill yourself, gamer. Geesh. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? Dahlia Hawthorne. Junior in Literature at Ivy University. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine. Oh, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys. First we had Harlem Shake. Now we have a My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard reference in this game? What the fuck is going on, chat? That's mad. That's mad, that's mad. We can't be doing this. We can't be doing this, Felix, right? What the actual fuck is going on? First Harlem Shake, now this. What is happening, chat? That's bad. That's bad. This is what the fuck's going on? Oh no, I gave myself hiccups, didn't I? Oh no, I gave myself hiccups. Oh no, I gave myself hiccups. God damn it! Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. That was just a one. Wasn't. God damn it. Crack on then, Jesus wept. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go and say whatever is on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny? Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Yes, I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then, suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some of the students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Curious.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. And nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth.
I would never. There's more than enough, that's more than enough witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that?
Please just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Tee-hee. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before, once. Interesting. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madame Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. What I witnessed. I've been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. I'm going to save and press for more information. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeney, I mean Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I was studying Japanese Senryu poetry. Oh ho ho, how wonderful! It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Nothing left to do when a man reaches this age. Sleep is his best friend. Chat, I may have misread that and thought it said when a man reaches this age, sleeps with his best friend. My bad! Misread that. Misread that, chat. That's supposed to be poetry. It sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Oh, I guess I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. How else would you enter? Teleportation? Beanie and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Go on. So who's this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Fey. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why am I being demonized here? Please go on. What did you see next? And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Are you saying that the victim collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did a thing to Dougie. I press A here for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me. What should I do now? Do I have anything to contradict that? Shock. The victim's watch stopped by the time of death. I'll snap when it happened. Bottle of the necklace. What's this? Real information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Interesting. Wonder who that could be. Okay. I don't believe we have a contradiction yet. Right, leave it alone for now, I think. Suppose our statement works in our favour for now. I'll hold off on looking into early. Yep, cool. Rock on. That's when Feeney noticed I was there. He never mentioned that in his testimony. And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you? Sorry, I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me. You don't remember? Very well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence I passed only minutes prior. Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt by me. Thank you, Mia. Let's go find some other students, and they call the authorities. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacological department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacological students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. Students knew what was going on.
Interesting. Continue. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know sure what they knew had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something. It does look like I'm going... it doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So did the students call the police?
Yes, I was just so panicked. Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. Girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Right. That's going to be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep and find the contradiction on this one. Okay. Let's go back to Mia's place, we dug from behind the building, and then suddenly he got... See, she says that, but I swear we don't... Hold on. I'm going to save, chat. I'm going to save scum this. Or maybe we can use Phoenix Wright's contradiction... contradiction? Testimony, sorry. To... Okay, that's not it. Oh, what about the umbrella? Hold on. Does that tie into it, maybe? Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. In what way? I'm not sure I understand. God damn it. I thought it was leading somewhere then, god damn it. Actually, behind the IVU building. Close to the victim, close to the last scene, what's it there? Nope, it's not it either. Right, what's the contradiction? Like, I know the lie she's telling. The lie she's telling is that fucking, like, he just simply collapsed, but that's obviously not the truth. Not there either. Hung behind a building, suddenly collapsed. Speaking of, I was there, went to no fancy machine. Nope, that's not it. Okay, yep, Although I suppose never touched the victim. That's right the whole time. There. Right. Okay, we'll see if we can't pull out a contradiction here. People lies are not very becoming, Ms. Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? I would never.
Miss Faye, I won't allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't clear me like that, I'm just doing my job.
And then Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Okay, interesting. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. Okay. So then, what did it... words, Jesus Christ, chat. So then, what did it look like when they would do... Fuck it. The sentencing in this game is weird to me, sometimes. I thought they were having a nice friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Nothing at all, Mr. Judge. I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's go find some other students. Okay, so hold on. I didn't know what they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. Ooh, are you sure about that? There we go. You say you didn't hear anything unusual, is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. Oh, that's good, I like that. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that, when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that. If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Yep. Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Got a point. May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is... There we go, chat. I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet, so the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. Hee 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 hee. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a second, Mia, that testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. She didn't hear anything. She was listening to music. There was lightning. She was listening to music. She didn't hear anything. And there was lightning. Ooh, she didn't hear anything. Okay, she was listening to music. I think it's the lightning, chat. That seems to stick out to me. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now is not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Egad. I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. What kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway, damn straight? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't. Here we are. Hee. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day... Hold on. There were no lightning strikes on that day at that location, which means that the witness is lying.
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
From who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacological students who were conducting experiments in their lab that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacological students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely, they lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Sorry, I got DMs.
Exactly, in other words...
DMs, sorry, chat. Oh, there's an ad break. Shit, I didn't even see. My bad. We're on an ad break, chat. Everybody hold on. Good grief. I'm an idiot. My apologies. My notifications to ads are really funky right now, chat. I do apologize. Finds it. Okay. It's 11 o'clock now, chat, so I'll say give it about half an hour, and then we'll call stream. Because it is, thankfully the window fan is helping, but it is still quite stuffy in here. And I can feel myself getting the dreaded swamp ass, so... Alright, ad break will be over in 10 seconds, chat. Alright, ad break is over. Thank you everybody for putting up with the shenanigans. It is super appreciated. Cracking on.
The victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Students' testimony, the old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on the 9th of the 4th at 2:55 p.m. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by a small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it had been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Ooh, we're gonna save here, Chad. We're gonna save here.
Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try and regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Okay. So that shit... The cable broke at 2:55 PM. Phoenix... What did Phoenix say? His death was at 3 PM. Okay. Hey, thank you, Twin! Thank you for the hydro! Super appreciated! So... Okay. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. How's it going, bestie? Well, as you know, my pooter exploded earlier. And outside of that, we're cracking on. Probably going to end stream at 11:30 just to like get out of the room because it's getting stuffy, even despite the fans' best efforts. And outside of that, I'm vibing. I'm cracking on. I'm just cracking on. The defendant's testimony. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 PM, correct? Okie dokie, bestie, of course. How are you, Twin, and how is other people in the audience? How are we all doing? Are people vibing and having a good day? Or evening, despite the weather? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 PM, which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to the same conclusion, and it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. That's so... Mia, that is so cunty of you. I love it. Keep it up, keep it up. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here. Whoa! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy, how I've longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant... Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation, she said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge? Of course, it's all right. You just go ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colours. What I witnessed part 2. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electric pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Full of fucking shit. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination. I feel like if he pushed him, like, if he pushed him and it happened in under a minute, that still happens, like, you know, that still happened under 3 o'clock. And his watch stopped distinctly at 3 o'clock. Ms. Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know, I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeney. So that's why you basically lied to the court. I was a bad girl, I know, Mr. Judge. Yes?
Would you please forgive little... Oh, fucking hell, this is dire, chat. This is outrageous. It was just a little old white lie in a court of law. Fucking mind. Never mind, chat. The man's useless. He's fucking useless. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful for now, alright? Thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Ho ho ho. He's fucking useless, chat. Get the man out of here for incompetence. He's absolutely fucking... He's as useful as a fucking hedgehog in a condom factory. He's fucking absolutely atrocious. The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. True. Wait, I got a thingy. I got a fucking achievement. The first time was into the electric pole. That's when the cable broke. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole? I know he doesn't look it, but Feeney can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeney is scary when he gets mad. He sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Fuck, goddamn this man. Trying to run away from him. Okay. So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold. Miss Fay, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all. It's very sweet of you to be so supportive. And what happened after that? He caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't quite sound right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Fay, may I suggest that you listen a bit more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeney wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? Cable snapped and Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. I'm going to save there and get her testimony on that one. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? Sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed, it would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. Contradiction here, it's all over. I think I know the contradiction. This pushed him twice. First time into electrical pole, cable broke, caught up with him. Yeah, something occurred in less than a minute. Right, I'm gonna save there. All happened in under a minute. Cable broke at 2:55 PM. It happened in under a minute, then it still wouldn't have been 3 o'clock. There we go. You're welcome. Well, that's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Yeah, sorry, you will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeney likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, so it's 3:05. There we go. Yeah, that's 3 o'clock and it's moved a little bit past. So yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55. Yeah. Would you care to explain to the court, Mrs. Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during that 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order in the court. What is this all about? This is nonsense. The real murderer? Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? Yasmia. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Fay, is the defense ready to interdict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready. Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Ms. Fay. Sorry, chat. DMs again, my apologies. They're with beef, as they say. Who is the real killer? I will tell you who the real killer is. It was this motherfucker right here. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. You got a point. Order, Miss Fay. What, I mean, why, that is to say... Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. She's disturbing the butterflies, chat. How can you say something so mean, Madame Fay? I didn't do anything. Miss Fay, this is a very serious charge you are. Phoenix. Your Honor, please, I have something to say. Tell me quickly, what's the story? Who saw what and why and where? Let him give a full description. Let him answer to Javert. Or Mia and Beef in this case. You, what is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Leave my Dolly alone. Achoo, cough, 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 cough. Spy, that boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. A report on the incident 8 months ago. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Let's have a nose at this particular incident. Location, District Court Cafeteria. August the 27th at 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Another Hispanic. Age 28, occupational lawyer, suspect Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19, so a year ago. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee. Interesting. You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Armando? Mia was dating Armando? Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Miss Payne. Mr. Payne, sorry. What do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, that I is... May I interrupt you for a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. Sniffle. That is go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Weep. Sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. Luda? This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of the building, and then the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with the case? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Well then, the court grants the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I met my Feeny. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in that very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. Okay. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. I'm gonna fucking blow my head off, chat. Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. How I met my Feeny cross-examination. 8 months ago, I'm gonna save chat. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow. Yes. I'm a real fool, I know, letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself. Not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Thank you! Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. Yes. The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning to become a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Ms. Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case, I have to remember the judge is on his side. Let's keep pressing for now, I'm curious. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in this courthouse reading room?
If you please, Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. Okay, interesting. Curious. You are writing a paper on what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. Sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I have even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff.
Yeah, why did that girl really come to the courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully.
Won't your eyes and heart skip a beat in going out ever since that fateful day? Victim, occupation, suspect. Interesting. Okay. So what was it about Mr. Red that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome. Perhaps to you, Ms. Hawthorne, but to the rest of us on the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
He's telling the truth. It was truly, truly shocking. Beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness, it comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. Yeah, he's a mushroom grown from fecal matter. Fantastic. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. That can't be.
Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup.
Are you sure?
Yes, it seems they were both that they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? You see?
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. But by the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife.
No one cares, Mr. Payne. Don't deny it, that must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
8 months ago, destined to meet in the corridor space and reading room. Come to this courtroom. Wait, hold on now 1 second. I'm just going to do some quick saving chat. Nope, that's not it. Son of a bitch. Make those things they met. Okay. There we go. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? You didn't actually come for much more. Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? There we go. Fuck me, chat. What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fee? Hydro time, thank you, tween. 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Wonderful.
Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And the name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, order! This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorn.
Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness.
Yep.
I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Okay, pardon me, go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest in... Mr. Jutsa, I know I am under oath, but I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh. You really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my...
My brother in Christ. Stop talking about the hemorrhoids. Or get cream, get help. Go... I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of my courtroom, okay? Stop talking about your goddamn hemorrhoids. I don't need to know the details of your pillared buttocks, my guy. Fucking cease. Your fucking hemorrhoids aren't like sailor's knee, my guy. Right. I'm going to save there. And we're going, chat, to call it there. We'll call it half an hour early. There we go. Well, that's us made a start. That is, we have made our start on the third Phoenix Wright game, chat. I am looking forward to playing more of it on Friday. Our schedule this week is going to be... Jesus Christ, there we go, camera, thanks for that. Our schedule this week is going to be a bit different. Tomorrow we'll be continuing with our JRPG shenanigans. We're back on Bravely Default. Wednesday we will be back on Gears of War, which I'm very much looking forward to. Thursday is where it gets interesting. So this Thursday I'm going to a job fair in the afternoon, which means we won't be doing our JRPGing for the afternoon beat. I'll be pushing it to the evening. Yeah. I might... No, I'll push it to the evening. I'll do JRPG shenanigans afterwards for an afternoon beef. And then Friday, this caught me off guard. I didn't expect this. I didn't see it. Ads. Sorry, chat, for the ads, but it's almost the end of stream, so I'm not going to do an ad break. Yeah, so on Friday, I got caught off guard. There's a Warhammer preview event going on at 7 o'clock UK time. So I will be... I'll be streaming that like I've done the previous ones. And then, depending on when that ends, it's probably going to be like an hour long, maybe longer, probably, knowing Warhammer events. Once the Warhammer live event is done, we'll probably be back on games. So I might continue with Phoenix Wright on Friday, or I might do a one-off. I'm going to be honest, it depends on what mood I'll be in. But yeah, yeah. But that's the plan for this week. It's going to be a bit of a different week than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a regular week, but I've got, like I said, I've got a job fair on Thursday, so JRPG is getting pushed into the evening, and Friday is a surprise Warhammer event. Was not expecting that, so that'll be going from 7 o'clock to when it finishes, and then after it's finished, I'll probably stream some. I'll probably stream some games. Don't know what I'll stream. Don't know how long for. Probably might run it till maybe 11 o'clock, maybe midnight, depending on times and stuff when it'll end. But yeah, might do Phoenix Wright for that one, or I might do a one-off for that one. I don't know, just because that might be the vibe. But yeah, that's us for today. Everybody chill out and stay hydrated. Make sure you try and stay cool. It is absolutely mafting. It's fucking atrocious. I fucking hate it. So everyone just chill out. Y'all do your bit. Y'all rest up. Y'all have your fun. And I'll see you all tomorrow for the afternoon beef, where we'll be continuing with our adventures in Eisenberg and continuing to fight against the sword bearers and their machinations with our lovely Windvestal gang. So I will see you all then. Everybody take care. Everybody rest up. Everybody chill out. Stay hydrated. All that bullshit. And I will see you tomorrow. Everybody take care. Bye.